everybody go? All of a sudden we stopped talking. All right, welcome. My name is Doyle Buehler. This is the Transformation Think Tank live show. I'm the author of Breakthrough, Unleash Your Remarkable Brand Value, Influence, and Authority. And today I'm talking with some amazing people from around Australia. We have the Small Business Skills Summit coming up from August 6th to 16th. And I have some of the actual presenters here who are going to be giving a little rundown of all their information and all what their topics are going to be and how we're going to learn some entrepreneur stuff and business stuff to all people around Australia and the world too. I mean, everybody's welcome to come. I have Linda Reed-Enever, who is the mastermind with all this. And she's the organizer, and I've asked her many times, like, how on earth could you organize something so big, like 60 entrepreneurs teaching?
She was definitely drinking or smoking something when she came up with it, I reckon.
Yeah. Excellent. And I also have Lauren Clement from Brisbane, right? Did
Hello.
I get that right? Yeah.
Gold Coast, but it's close enough.
Gold Coast. Oh, yeah, close enough. Cool. And then we also have Cara Lambert as well. And where are you calling from, Cara?
I'm coming in from Adelaide in South Australia.
Cool. And actually, Linda, I didn't ask you, where are you right now?
I'm in Bendigo. So I just stole Clive's background and a little telephone box, and I think I'm going to officially, when he's away today, steal it and put it in my office instead.
Well, that's a nice background.
It's more on brand for me, ladies. Don't you agree?
It's very blue, Linda.
In my office. I reckon Linda's going to disappear into that phone box and come out as Superwoman at some stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she deserves it.
I'm just entering it.
All right, so Linda, let's start with you. You're kind of the mastermind. So give us a quick rundown on the Small Business Skills Summit.
So I actually technically wasn't drinking when we came together with the Skills Summit.
Allegedly.
But as I say to everyone, BBB started over a glass of champagne. So if you want to connect it back to that 4 years ago, then, that's most probably where this all started. For most of my life, I've been a teacher, and I'm a trained teacher. In all the marketing call center jobs I've done, I've normally led a team, and teaching and training is what I do. And I like to bring in the experts to teach and train and share their knowledge and expertise too, because I'm the first person going, I don't know what it is, but that person does. Talk to them instead. So the Skills Summit came about because as a business owner, and as we grew and as we got more businesses, I started to look at the opportunity of, I really want to go to that conference, but that's 2 days out of the office. It's another day's worth of travel. It's this, it's that. And I went, I'm missing out on stuff I want to learn just because I can't fit it in, or the timing's wrong, or you know what it is. You want to go to somewhere, but the timing's wrong, or something like that. Just crazy things happen. Doyle, the first time I met you, I landed in Perth only 48 hours beforehand, deciding, yes, I was going to fly over to that awards night because things are cancelled. But because things change, that's business life. And then we're a massive country, and being a massive country, being a global community, which is what BBB is, I realised that we don't get to travel and we don't get to see all the best experts, and sometimes location stops us from seeing the people that are actually right to see for our business.
Yeah, and you have an amazing level of energy as well. I don't know how you're doing it, but
did you see the size of the coffee cup?
Yeah, the coffee. Well, I just had one, and I don't feel as much energy as I see from you.
You don't know what's in that coffee cup, though.
Yeah, true. Maybe
it's true.
It was lots of
and you
red
don't know
wine
how many
children last night.
She's just got a straw, Cara. Just like a bit more vodka or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly.
So, Lauren, tell me about your course. What are you going to be showing us during the summit?
Sorry, you froze and looked gorgeous when you were asking that question.
I said, tell us a little bit about your agenda for the summit. What are you going to be telling people, business people?
I'm going to be sharing how to become well-known, well-paid, and wanted. And it's been really interesting, actually. While I've been putting together it's a brand new presentation that I've done for the summit.
I love it, by the way.
It's my favourite topic. But I've been reading this book. I don't know if you can, because it'll be back to front probably. It's Viktor Frankl's book. If you haven't read it, Man's Search for Meaning, a very famous, amazing book. So Viktor Frankl, very quickly synopsis, survived concentration camps, Auschwitz and Dachau. And he's a psychiatrist. He's dead now, bless his soul. But because he was a psychiatrist, he could notice what was happening to the people in the camp, and sort of, it was almost like a pet project for him to keep his mind active. And he looked at what happened to human beings when they had everything stripped away from them and what they did with what was left. And he said the people who were the strongest and who survived and managed to maintain some sort of mental health and vitality, which if we're all in small business, it's all about maintaining your mental health and capability. It's not quite as bad as a concentration camp. Please don't assume that I'm making those comparisons at all. We've got life real easy. But the thing he got out of it was how vital it was for people to have a purpose and to have meaning in their life and to look towards the future at what they would leave on this planet. And whether it was writing a book or leaving some sort of legacy or children or relationships or sharing your brilliance, whatever, but to lose your meaning and your sense of purpose means that you give up. And I guess in business, it's so easy, especially small business. And we joke in this household that the only reason we haven't given up so far is we didn't both decide to quit on the same day. So one of us is always G'ing the other one along, you know. So that's, I've just recently read that, and I've put a lot of that into the presentation, and that it's so vital that you are really clear on your purpose in order to stand out with your brand, so that people know, I need to see Cara because she understands this, she believes this, she's passionate about that Linda's awesome at this, and to have that come through in your business brand. So that's what I'll be talking about really, is how to find purpose and meaning to sustain your brand and to sustain your business. Otherwise, we will give up. And it's just such a shame because we've got so much to offer.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's an amazing book. And that's actually part of what I'm going to be talking as well, is doing that, developing a purpose in your marketing, right?
Awesome.
Not quite as life-changing as what Viktor Frankl went through, obviously. But you know, how do you develop a purpose for your market, and how do you actually look at marketing is a challenging subject at any stretch of the imagination, and it's really just sort of how do you put these pieces together. So really looking forward to that. And the last intro, sorry,
quickly before you, because another thing it'll flow nicely, I think, into what Cara can share as well, is one of the biggest problems I see that's really hurting small business. And I know, Linda, you laughed about this when you watched my video, when we were creating the presentation videos. I call it WOFTAM. Yeah, WOFTAM. Yeah, a waste of flipping time and money. That was the G-rated version of that. So a waste of flipping time and money. And that's what you said. If you don't have purpose in your marketing and your branding, in your business strategy, and the way you handle yourself and your people or whatever, it just becomes such a waste of time and money. And that's what can kill small businesses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. So, Cara, tell us about your course and what you're going to be presenting.
Yeah, so what I'm presenting is the Sorry, I know I'm quite in the background. It's what I'm presenting on is the psychology of social media. So there's this trend that's going. We were talking earlier about how long it takes for rural people in Australia to travel to the cities to attend these kinds of summits. Well, for me to attend anything to do with social media that's worth listening to be honest, I actually have to travel to the US. So I totally get this. So when I went to Social Media Marketing World in March, the thing that was starting to come out was human-centered social media. So that's the big buzz that's starting to build in social media marketing circles, particularly coming out of the US. Yeah. So I have a psych degree. So what I'm talking about is the psychology that sits behind social media, and basically distilling it down for business owners, because let's face it, I'm the only one silly enough to go through and do a psych degree. That thing takes forever.
It explains why Cara's sitting in a padded cell, I think.
It does. It explains the background completely. Whilst you don't have to put yourself in Dachau or Auschwitz to do it, it's understanding what happens to our brains when we're on social media. So from the end user's perspective, the person holding the phone and addicted to their social media, through to the business owner and being able to leverage that in their activities online. And the psychology, going through the research that psychologists have done around social media use and engaging people online, and really teaching that to the business owners so you don't have to sit there and go, oh my God, what are we doing? And so you're kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to understanding this human-centered social media that's starting to
Cara, hasn't correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't it always been human-centered? Or shouldn't it be?
Doyle, I thought Doyle was going to ask, do you mean we can't just constantly post buy my stuff on social media? And that doesn't work?
Oh, no.
No, buy my shit all the time does not work. And sorry, but I am not G-rated. I make no excuses for that one. It's one of those things where it should always be human-centered. The thing is, with a lot of business posts and business activities on social media, the human that they stick at the center of it is the business owner, not the person they're trying to connect with. And that's the problem. And it's, understanding what happens to your client's brain and how they become addicted to social media and leveraging it, to be honest. Making the most of the little hamster behind the phone. So.
And it's funny, isn't it, Cara? Because in reality, the human brain hasn't changed. The human brain was exactly the same before social media, and it's applying the same. I'm not a psychoanalyst or whatever, but it's applying the same chemical reactions and everything else, just in a different world, in an online world.
Yeah, I think our brains have never been exposed to this kind of stuff, and the chemicals that are triggered in our brains have always been there. It's just that we don't get so many hits of those chemicals through our brains with such regularity. And if anyone's ever heard of Pavlov and Pavlov's dogs, right?
Yes.
And Pavlov, in the end, the dogs were sitting there tapping on the lever, and when the light went off
too.
the cats do that. Yeah, but that's good luck. This is not good luck.
No, when the cats are pressing the little bell, they're ringing the bell with their paw. Yeah.
Every time you ring a bell, they would go and they would eat food. So they'd put food and ring a bell, and they'd hear the bell and go in, and then whenever they rang the bell, they would go to the same place, whether there was food or not.
Correct. And the poor little dogs were salivating by the end of it because there was no food presented to them. They trained, essentially Pavlov trained his dogs with the bell. And humans are no different. Humans are no different to this. And so we've become trained. We've become these salivating little puppies addicted to our social media.
Yeah.
But Cara, do you think the problem with that is that it's very much overwhelmed, that all these chemicals are just constantly bombarding our brain because of social media? And it makes it really hard for small businesses to figure out, as Doyle was saying, what to do with marketing, because how do I stand out from this?
Yeah, it is. It's how to stand out from the crowd, how to stand out from those viral videos that come through and bombard our social media channels, and how to engage. That's the other part of this. So when businesses come to me and they say to me, Cara, I need help with my social media, the things that they're looking for is they either want more engagement, so they want more likes, comments, or shares on their posts, or they want more likes. And at which point I go, don't you just want more sales? Because I don't know about you, but my follower numbers don't equal money. I'm not an influencer.
Oh God!
I can sell more likes that way. I'm setting up the exchange for likes, and you can buy into
Academy.
So yeah, when most people come to me, it is about this engagement that they want. And so it's teaching them the psychology that sits behind it, the human behavior in their clients that they need to understand to get the engagement, to get those sales.
Yeah.
I very quickly moved them along from profile likes or page likes very, very quickly.
Get them thinking
Cara,
in the right
this also
direction.
answers that question that everybody asks, that they say, why is it that when I post something about how I went and did something personal, or I've just come out of this amazing episode in my life, or I'm in hospital, or I posted today I'm jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane on my 50th birthday, and it's gotten loads of traction. So that's why, isn't it? It's because that's a human-centered post compared to, hey guys, I'm launching a new book or whatever.
And it's in marketing, we're often told about the know, like, and trust factor, and that helps us as well. And so we know, like, and trust people.
Yeah.
It's easier to know, like, and trust a person than a brand. So that's why these personal posts go further and have, bless you, have better engagement than a standard brand post, because we're people, we're hardwired for connection, we're hardwired to be connected to people. That goes back thousands upon thousands of years. So it's understanding that and tapping into that, and that's truly human-centered.
But it is all about balance, isn't it? It's about balance of brand awareness. And when somebody does go, gosh, I need someone to help me with my social media and I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Oh, there was that woman, Cara, the other day, and she put up that really cool thing. So it is about making sure that your brand is still in their brain when they go to make those decisions, but it's about them choosing the person that they want to deal with.
Yeah, but I don't see them as mutually exclusive. I don't see them the human-centered posts, so the entertaining posts that I call them, where I'm behind the scenes kinds of posts, I don't see them as mutually exclusive to building my brand and developing that understanding with my clients, to teach my clients what my brand is all about. And I feel like that's the next iteration of marketing. It's the next step towards this integration of brand and business owner. Because I'm always my brand, no matter where I am.
Like Cara. I like her a lot. As a personal branding specialist, I especially like Cara. She's saying everything.
She's got some good stuff there.
Hasn't she?
No, absolutely. Thanks for coming. So, Linda, if I can head back to you for a bit.
A better mold of three people to bring together, and especially because he's leading into social selling as well. So the three.
Well, it's funny how that works out that
people,
way, right?
It's a summit for real small business people. It's not. This isn't the Tony Robbins show that you're running, Linda, is it? This isn't all fluff and not.
Absolutely not.
This is the practical
Does anyone see me do fluff? I don't do fluff.
Never.
I don't even wait.
Friday.
I don't even wait 4 minutes to get started on a Facebook Live. It's like, you're in, you're here, right? Okay, great, let's go.
Exactly.
Who should come to the summit?
Look, it really is a summit for business owners, and every presenter, and this is the biggest thing that I think makes us stand out from everyone else, we're not talking about some degree qualified person walking out who's never run a business telling you how to run your business. I think that makes a big difference when we're looking at business owners, looking at who's coming in to teach us how to do. I remember the corporate world, and look, I was one of those young consultants in the corporate world that used to pop up and say, hey guys, you should do this. And I'm sure people looked at me going, wish she'd go away. But you know what? The reality of this is even, we've got Nimble CRM CEO, John Ferrara, who started Goldmine back in the days. And anyone who's worked in marketing and call centers would be familiar with Goldmine, if those sorts of things. And now he's got Nimble, the social selling CRM. Goldmine, he sold to someone else, to Microsoft or something. I can't remember. It's a story somewhere.
Died or something, yeah.
I'm too sleepy. I have no idea anymore.
and Microsoft buried it and killed it, probably. Yeah, we'll move on.
But, John's joined us, and he was one of our last minute people, and he approached us and said, can I talk at the Small Business Skills Summit? He was loving what we were doing inside BBB, and he liked the community, and what he was saying was, this is, and regardless of whether it's a summit, and if you're feeling alone in business, you should attend this summit, because there is going to be online networking. There's Q&A with all of you guys anyway, Q&A threads happening. We've got daily, and I haven't really released this yet, but we've got daily conversation topics where you're actually going to get to tell us about your business and network and tell us something a little bit different about who you are. It's like going to a conference. You've got the offers. It's just virtually. Your goodie bag, you don't have to carry it around. It's going to come to you on your email.
With 60 people, though, how are they going to decide? Like, how am I going to decide which ones to go
That's why I
watch?
gave
Like
everyone 3 months to catch up. So
3
pick the ones you want to watch first. Yep. There's 2 reasons we gave everyone 3 months to catch up. And the reason is I know as much as anyone else that stuff happens in life and business, and all the well intentions that you booked in to see this session, and it's great and you're there. But, you know, if the back room happens to catch on fire, you're going to go and deal with the back room.
So you get 3 months
And
then. So once you
get 3
register,
months
you get to view
once you register,
any of the programs for 3 months.
So at 10 a.m. every day, our presenters' presentations go live. So you can pick whichever one of those that you wanted to watch on that particular day. So you pick whoever it is that you want to watch first, go through, ask them their questions. They're all about 30 minutes. I think there's one at about an hour, but everything's between 30 to 40 minutes. And then it's really designed for you to be able to take it in around what you're doing. There's homework sheets and cheat sheets and that. I mean, God, the homework and cheat sheets in itself is worthwhile. It was worth the ticket price. But then there are bonus offers. And in some cases, you only have to take up 1, possibly 2 bonus offers, and you've got your ticket price absolutely back in consulting and courses and offers that are out there. And it's, you know, people offering, you know, free strategy sessions for you to get in there and talk personally with your brand. And you're not going to get a 30-minute strategy session with someone at a conference because they're normally jumping off stage, going and doing something else. You just don't get it. So that is the advantage. But really, wherever you are in your business journey, the thing we did particularly we wanted to give you the starting points of social media, the starter points of identifying your ideal client, about how to know your business numbers. And that is something that I know as a marketer I hate. You want to talk to me about numbers. I only want to know if the stats are doing the right thing and sending the sale in the right direction. But knowing the business numbers, knowing your profitability, that's huge. And it is required in business. And then it's about learning those skills and taking that passion that we've had for our business. And that's why we got involved in the first place. But it's about going, okay, well, I've got my passion and I can know my stuff, but how do I make that stuff work for me?
Yeah. Well,
So what do you think the major thing is that people are going to get out of coming to the summit? I mean, we talked about regional business that can't normally get to these things, being able to jump on because it's online. But what's the major thing they're going to get out of it?
Look, I think they're going to build a sense of camaraderie. It depends particularly what session they're looking for. Product-based businesses, I strongly suggest you're looking, and even service-based businesses, you're looking at the IP components. And then you're looking at how is your brand, you know, and especially coaches and consultants, we're looking at how's our personal brand actually represented? Because I see on social media things happen and I watch things happen and I'm going, you don't get that that's connected to everything, do you? And you see it and you go, okay, guys, you know, it's all connected. So how does your personal brand understand? How do we actually, like even in Kara's session is a business everyone should do, whether you're personal branding or not, understanding the psychology of social media is something that no business or business owner cannot afford to know.
Absolutely.
We need to know that, you know, unless you're not talking to anyone to make your sales, then you need to know this stuff. You know, you need to know this stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit hard.
The thing about it is that once you understand, because this is all about the psychology of the person. So once you understand it, you can take this and use it in emails. You can take it and use it face-to-face, over the phone. It doesn't matter what channel you're using it on. You're just going to be able to use it. The beauty that I'm looking forward to with the Skillz Summit, even as a presenter, is the fact that I've got the access to these videos, because there's nothing worse than trying to pick a stream and you go, oh my gosh, which have I gotten into the right stream? Am I going to see the right people? Am I going to learn the right things? And one thing I've learned is go to those, even if you think you're not going to learn a thing, go to those talks, go to those presentations, because you'll be surprised what gems you will pick out or the dots you'll be able to connect in those presentations for your own business. So that's my takeaway. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I think, Linda, you've set this up as well, that, like Kara was just saying, it doesn't matter where you're at in your business either, that every one of the presenters you've got and the sessions that you've got going is going to be useful, whether you've just started up or even if you're only just starting or thinking of starting a small business, or whether you're in corporate and thinking, I'd really like to start my own thing, or whether you've been in business for 10 years going, I need to understand the changes that are taking place in the marketplace. I need to keep right at the coalface, because the practices I had in my business 10 years ago aren't relevant today.
And then you
And we
can
have to
even
all
ask the
upskill.
questions as well on Facebook, right?
Yep.
So it's not
Absolutely,
just
yes, and the dedicated Facebook group, yeah.
Yeah. And then you can go and ask the questions of the presenter or of other people or whatever. So it's really kind of connecting the dots. And that's what I really, really enjoy about the way that you
when at a, like Linda said, when at a summit do you get to go and walk up afterwards and talk to the person who's been on stage? It doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is awesome. That's brilliant.
And there's not one presenter that's not going to be available. There is, everyone said, no, I'm on a plane, I need to be here, I need to be there. And the other thing, guys, is I know I'm looking forward to the automation stuff because I love to look at how I can save time. Because it is the only way I keep going with our businesses, and what we do is making sure that we're as productive as what we possibly can be. So the automation stuff to me is great. Okay, so what's everyone else doing? And all of us, I think, would quite easily say that we need to look at what other people are doing in our industry, as well as what we need to learn from the experts, so that we make sure that we're up on the top of our edge of our game and the edge of our skill as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just sort of getting outside of your little bubble of, head down on the computer or doing your business or whatever. So yeah, excellent. Yep. Hey, Lauren, what's I'm going to be wrapping up here pretty quick. So I'd like to get sort of your golden nugget that you're going to be showing us during your session. And then Cara, if you could do the same.
I think probably the major thing is that I'm sharing actual action steps. So it's not just a boring lecture and you get to the end of it and go, well, that was interesting, I learned some stuff, but there's nothing to do. I'm actually sharing, this is what you do this step, here's the process. So that when you get
you're going to make us work?
Sorry, what was that? I know work. I'm sorry. You have to do something. Yeah. God, who said that?
Four-letter word, Lauren. Four-letter word.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm learning it all already. But yeah, that's what I and this is the other thing. I know Cara was talking before about even if you don't think you can learn anything, I'm the worst at that. I'm the one who looks through when I go to a conference, I look through and I go, right, that one. And I'm not going anywhere near the boring numbers stuff because, like Linda, I fall asleep. And I don't go to the stuff that I don't like. Whereas with the summit,
numbers not my thing.
Yeah, no, but you can jump in and look at it and go, wow, I've learned something out of that I didn't know, and I can apply it straight away. So I think that's, time is really precious when you're running your own business. You don't want to stuff around. You want to make sure you get real gold out of these things that's going to make an impact on your business straight away. And that's the benefit of being in small business. You can make a decision, make a change and do something, implement it today and pivot your whole business. You don't have to write memos to 14 different departments and get the staff on board. You can if you like writing memos and writing memos.
I didn't get that memo, unfortunately.
Wear red. No, you got the memo to wear black and blue, so I'm out of,
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I'm looking for. Even if you pick one gem from 60 presentations, you're walking away with a wealth of knowledge that outstrips the cost of actually investing into that information. Like, seriously, there's bound to be one gem you can pick from each of these presentations. So as for my gem, it really is about what is engagement and how do you get it? How do you engage the person's brain and their behaviors and their emotions so that they will actually do what you want them to do on social media? Just a small gem.
Brilliant. Linda, quick question. If this was going to be an actual physical real live conference with these 60 amazing speakers over 4 days or whatever it would be, with lots of cocktails, of course.
Of course,
what would you be expecting to pay for that? What would be the value of this?
Well, see, even at the rate that we are, we're 11 days. So we're running this over 11 days, and that's got 6 presenters a day, except for day 2, which is 5. Day 11, which is 5, which we wrap up. Everyone goes off and has their virtual drinks at the end of it. Hopefully everyone feels great. But the reality of it is, to fit this many people in, if you were in a face-to-face conference, I think we've all been there. Have you gone to a conference and you've gone, okay, well, I've done my main keynotes, but all these breakout sessions are in 20 hours. And all the ones I want to go to are on at the same time.
All of them,
all on at the same time.
Exactly. And then
I need
get
to
really
clone
cranky.
Myself. Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm not good at making a choice then.
I
could easily, for an 11-day conference with a small business conference, even if it was at some grungy old exhibition centre somewhere, you'd still be paying 10 grand for this. Easy.
I reckon. Yep.
Oh.
And that's what I was about to say. It's $7 grand for me to go to the US and attend a 4-day conference just on social media.
Yeah.
There's even 1-day conferences that are costing more than your skills summit ticket. Yeah. You know, I saw one the other day popping up with 6 speakers, $3.99. I'm like, okay, great. But it was in Sydney, so that counts me out for getting there because I'm like, too far, too hard, too much time.
Oh,
I'm tired.
So on that, very quickly on that, Doyle, given that it's an online summit, there's always the flip side. There's all these amazing benefits, but one of the flip sides is because it's online, we do tend to fall into this. Like I'm sitting here with 11 different browser windows open and my phone next to me. Are there any tips, do you think, we could share with people for when they come on the summit to help them not fall into those traps and to make the most of it?
Was that question for me, Lauren, or was that for Linda?
For all of us. Let's all have a crack at it.
Well, I think it's just to focus on, what do you want to get out of it, right? I mean, if I would suggest going through and seeing, okay, what topics do you feel that are, some of your strengths and some of your weaknesses, and decide from there, what do you really need to learn and how you're going to connect with that, and go through that list. And then once you're in, go back and watch it again, but also go to the Facebook page and ask some questions as well. So you're really kind of reinforcing what you want to learn, because you're the expert in that field, and understanding that there's going to be a lot of information coming at you and you don't want to feel overwhelmed. So quickly go through, see what you want to learn, write them down so that you can remember to show up, and then go to the Facebook page and ask some questions. So that's what I would do. Yeah,
I'd agree with you. I'm thinking right away, if you're coming to the summit, put the 6th to the 16th of August in your diary. Block it out like you're going there. Like you're going to a conference.
Yeah, exactly.
Block out hour sessions in your diary for I want to learn this on this time.
Yeah,
and commit to it too, right? Don't make it like when you're watching a webinar or web event where you've got 1,000 tabs open and you're kind of flipping back and forth. Like, there's going to be some good stuff, and I think each session is around 35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah. There's one, as I said, there's one about an hour mark, but the rest of them are all 30. Most of the sessions you go to, guys, have got handouts. And my first suggestion would be at 10 o'clock when it opens, have it in your diary, go and print out the worksheets. And I mean print them out, because most of them you actually do. There's questions and answers you need to fill in. Print them out, put them on your desk. And I'm a big one for believing that if it's on your desk, you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, put it on your desk, put it in your diary. And I keep saying this to my clients all the time. You go, oh, but I didn't do that in my business because I ran out of time. If your social media time is not in your diary, then you're not going to do it. So put it in your diary, make yourself accountable to your time. And then make sure that you do tick off the to-do list, cross it off and go, I've got multiple versions. Anyone who's seen me prepping the summit, multiple versions of different highlighter colors of wherever people's presentations are at in the summit. I also have one that's highlighted with, I'm going to that.
Yeah.
I'm swapping out my lunchtime YouTube session for a Skills Summit session. I'm not a podcast listener, so I'm swapping out my lunchtime YouTube to a lunchtime Skills Summit session. And then generally, because I'm the mum that does the school runs and things like that. So when the kids are sitting down to do their homework before the dinner rush, that's the next session that I'm sticking into my diary to just schedule these things in through my day, and I'm making small changes to the way that I work. So, but definitely print out the worksheets, because they're going to be worth their weight in gold, especially after to go back to.
And my big tip would be turn this off, bury it somewhere, and like Doyle said, shut down all the other, but turn that off and get
close your tabs.
Some of these.
Yeah.
Gnawing headphones off, or your kids or whatever else, you're concentrating on this. Because I agree with you, Doyle and Linda, even if you can replay stuff, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you never know when that gold is going to drop. And if you're not concentrating, it doesn't go into the brain, you don't remember it, and you're on to the next thing. So it's really important.
Guys, I left my phone at home this morning and went out to Charlotte for 4 hours, and the world didn't end.
Oh my
Really?
God, the sky didn't fall. Unbelievable.
I know. And I just went, that's stuff I can say here.
So Linda, where can what's the main link then to register?
Okay. The main link is most probably if you head to the business.com.au website, up the right-hand side in the very far menu, you will see the Small Business Skills Summit. I'm pretty sure it's flashing all over the homepage and a whole heap of banner ads as well. We don't want you to miss it at all. And then just click and register. The ticket sales will be, if you're watching this, it's already the 7th or the 8th or whatever, ticket sales will run till the end of the summit. And I strongly suggest that you get in there and you ask the questions and you make the most of these people that have given their time to teach you.
And what's the cost? What's the investment?
$299. The investment, the cost is my sanity.
You lost that already.
Really.
I lost that a long time ago.
Insane.
It's never coming back. There's no refunds on insanity.
No one's blonde to begin with, so we're really screwed up there. Look,
Excellent.
the investment is $299.
Yeah, fantastic.
And that's what it is. And those who have bought a full skill summit ticket price, and those who are buying one this weekend, because there's a BBB bonus running that I extended to all our presenters, not only get their summit ticket, but they're going to get an hour brainstorming session with me, which is worth $295, and then an hour brainstorming session with Clive, which is worth $495. So,
and if you're
$790 in bonuses.
If you're part of the UBPs and you're watching this, because I'm sharing this as well, if you book, I'm going to find out which of the UBPs have booked to the summit, and one of you will win a one-to-one session with me as well, which is normally $297. So, UBPs that are watching this, get onto that.
Yeah, get onto it.
Tickets.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate your time. Cara, Lauren, Linda, thank you so much. The countdown's on. Head on over to Business on the Facebook page and sign up for the Small Business Skills Summit. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys online. Take care.